Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers and Clippers are back in action tonight. The Lakers are at home against Memphis. Some serious work is on the table for the Lakers. They need to get right in a hurry. The Lakers have lost 3 straight and are 1 game below 500. The Clippers are one of the hottest teams in the NBA. They take a 4-game winning streak into tonight's game in New Orleans. A 13-2 stretch since December 1st has given the Clippers the 4th best record in the Western Conference. Former Lakers star Shaquille O'Neal is still generating milestones. Shaq will be the first Orlando Magic player to have his jersey retired. Shaq's number 32 jersey will be retired on February 13th when the Magic play Oklahoma City. The Magic chose Shaq with the number 1 pick in the 1992 draft. The Magic are the 3rd NBA team to retire his jersey. They join the Lakers and the Miami Heat. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 and the Empowerment Congress, pursuing justice through participatory democracy. Listen to KBLA Talk 1580 Saturday morning, January 13th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for an exclusive forum featuring the candidates for LA County District Attorney. Join KBLA's Tavis Smiley as he helps navigate what promises to be a forum full of fire when the candidates trying to unseat current LA DA George Gascon come together on stage on the campus of the Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science. Again, it's the LA County District Attorney Forum, live, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580, Saturday morning, January 13th, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Helping to raise your civic IQ. We're KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
First things first.
First things first, it's the DU General, Money B. I'ma put you up on the schedule, 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not 2 and 7. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DiPrima go way back. Time Smiley making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the movement. So we tune in. The first things first with the queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis.
First things first.
Good morning and God bless. I'm Dominique DiPrima. This show is called First Things First. My first thing today and every day, giving thanks, giving praises, and asking for blessings from God, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders, and getting it started. Happy Friday. It is a happy day, and it is definitely a Friday. This is how we do it. Hour one, we typically look local. What's happening on the Pacific side of town? Hour two, we go national, international, and beyond. In the third hour, we do a deep dive with a person or persons of interest. Fridays, we do it a little differently now because hour two, we have something called Freedman Fridays. We do it every Friday. It is meant to be a comprehensive reparations conversation. All comers welcome, all points of view, all camps, all philosophies, whatever action plan. We want to be better educated about what's going on, how to support it, and how to continue to create reparations momentum, which will be needed to get any kind of, especially federal situation across the finish line. So that's coming up today. We'll be hearing from Kevin Cosney of the California Black Power Network, one of the affiliated organizations with the California Task Force. And of course, hour three, we open up the phone line. So if you got something you want to say about whatever you heard during Freedman Friday, you can express it during that conversation in the second hour. But we also leave those phone lines open, at least for today, so you can express yourself about what you heard or something else that you didn't get to throughout the week. So we got a lot to talk about. 800-920-1580 is the number. Every hour When Dominique DiPrima is on the mic, you are invited in. It is a dialogue, okay? That's how I do it. I'm joined by my partner in politics, a recurring contributor to KBLA Talk 1580. She's also a labor organizer and activist. She's no joke. Sherri Bell, happy 2024.
Wow, 2024. Wow. Yeah, happy New Year, Dominique, and happy New Year's to everybody. Hope your new year is off to a good start. It ends on a great note.
Yeah, I hope so too. I feel like, we've had a lot of challenges, but that's just life, It I don't know that it's worse this year or worse 2020 or whatever. So I'm trying to, I'm not going to say I'm trying to. I am focusing on what I want, not what I don't want.
Wow.
Do you make any resolutions or plans or things you're leaving behind in 2023?
Wow, yeah. Not like I didn't start off the year with like a vision board, but I don't think it's too late for folks to do it. Far as like resolutions per se, I had been working on, trying to be healthier, last year. So that's continuing. So I don't have to make that New Year's resolution. But, just trying to be smarter with money, like trying to save more.
Yeah.
And just trying to, focus on getting that tightened up. That's probably one of the things I'm thinking about. But I know there's a plethora of other things, maybe some travel destinations. And just trying to, like, build on a momentum from all the, like you said, the good things that happened last year, how to keep those things going and add additional things. So
lots of stuff going on in this new year or this cycle. I feel like the labor actions continue. I just feel like for folks who thought it was a labor summer or a labor season, I think it's a ramp up for American labor. And thus, we will probably, I'm guessing, we'll probably see an escalation 2024, 2025, 2026. We'll see if for some reason he who shall not be named, the 45th president, is reelected. That could really stop that momentum, right?
Oh, yeah, because he has done so many attacks on the labor movement. I mean, remember, he's a corporate businessman, and I don't know too many of those who are fans of organized labor, trying to get, workers to have more power and fair working conditions. So from a point of a businessman, he's going to try to, increase profits, decrease wages, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping, for that purpose, that voters, whether they don't like either of the candidates or not, to just get out and vote for whatever candidate is going to be in your personal best interest.
I feel like maybe I understand it, but I do not completely understand the trend of labor workers who are unionized, many of them white. Let's be real. Breaking for Trump.
Wow.
And we saw that, and we saw that in 2020, and it seems to be expanding in 2024. The stunt he did where he said he was going to Detroit, and then he went to a non-union plant in the middle of a strike. But somehow people kind of forgive that, or I don't know. I'm not sure how people are processing it, but it seems that, and maybe it's, maybe it's the Claudine Gay factor, which is that at a certain point, race trumps everything, and and this idea that you're going to be replaced, or that if black people get a break after, hundreds of years, it's a threat to you. That's the only way I can really understand that.
Yeah, I think that what we've been saying for a long time is that the Democratic Party is not doing a great job at changing the narrative and amplifying the fact that the attacks that Trump has made on labor movement, the repeals, the weakening of things that impact you and your family's, money that gets home brought in your pocket. And I think that, yes, at the end of the day, people want to hold on to whatever privilege they have, whether it's perceived or actual privilege that they have. And so they will vote in the interest of that. and getting swept up in all the little cute jokes and smiling, banter that Trump does, instead of focusing on the facts. And I think that the Democratic Party is in big trouble because they're allowing this narrative and charismatic trickery to prevail in the media. And the media is also has an interest in how can I say, spreading that narrative as well, because they are the corporations themselves. So yeah, they're gonna run to it because that's what they're gonna fall back into old ways, like poor middle class white workers in America have tended to not acknowledge the fact that they are in a lot of the same positions as poor working class black or brown folks, and that they vote against their self-interest a lot in terms of voting for hanging on to whatever privilege that they believe that they can get from the candidate that speaks that narrative.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's whatever it is that's going on, and it's problematic. For me, because of the gains that we're seeing, regardless of your party affiliation or your philosophy, when workers start finally seeing some gains, we've seen minimum wage rise in a bunch of states and counties and cities across the country. And that is the result of workers organizing. We still haven't seen that rise in the federal minimum wage and things like that. That represents real progress. That represents food on the table, lights that get to stay turned on, even though I know things are expensive right now.
Right.
And so anything that threatens that progress to me is something we should be able to unite around across racial lines, across partisan lines. I know that I sound naive. I sound like an idiot, but to me, it's like if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
It don't. and then if you look back at history, anybody who was close to building that gap, bridging that gap, like Fred Hampton, they got assassinated. Like anybody who was on to something with invigorated and energizing poor white working class folks into realizing and turning that light bulb on, hey, we need to come together. You have a lot in common with us. The person in power is rich and we're poor. Let's change that. And, that's a dangerous power to build. So people should realize that, that's a powerful power. And we need to see more of that. And the Democratic Party and all these independent folks, they need to really put their, what is it called? Elbow grease.
Elbow grease. My grandma used to talk about elbow grease.
They play too much. Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Fred Hampton, for those not paying attention, of course, the Black Panther Party leader out of Chicago who was murdered by federal agents. At a very young age, one of the most tragic chapters in American history. You're welcome to join us, 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. When we come forward, Inglewood about to be about $1 billion richer. Tell you about that and more. Call us. I do want to get your take on Cat Williams. I have to, because we kind of briefly talked about it off the air. We'll do all of that when we continue. Sherri Bell and Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I have a dream.
On Friday, January 12th, as we head into Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. annual holiday weekend, KBLA Talk 1580 will announce a historic climate justice campaign aimed at California communities of color. KBLA Talk 1580 is joined in this historic effort by both public and private partners including LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, Cal and Dow, the Sierra Club, and many other partners. There's a clear connection between Dr. King's moral conscience on the notion of reverence for all human life and the future of our world house. This year, on the MLK holiday weekend, KBLA assigns itself the task of elevating the climate conversation by amplifying the voices of those who are most impacted by the climate catastrophes we are witnessing in real time. Stay tuned for more details at KBLA Talk 1580 Climate is king.
With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood.
Granddad, what's good?
Hey there, got us a quarter pounder with cheese and McNuggets.
Wow, haven't had our special McDonald's order in a minute.
Heard your little tic-tac-toe dance didn't get no likes.
Oh man, is Mom telling everybody?
You know she is.
There's a deal for every favorite grandson at McDonald's. Right now, get one favorite like a quarter pounder with cheese or 10-piece chicken McNuggets and get another for just $1. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Don't miss out on limited time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look, and unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at the gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
It's Macy's one-day sale tomorrow with great deals of the day, like 40 to 60% off handbags, shoes, and accessories to complete any look, 50 to 65% off warm, on-trend coats for her, and 50% off designer bedding from Hotel Collection and more. Plus, get your online order even faster when you pick up in-store or curbside at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Right now, Sherri Bell is in the building. I'm here. I'm Dominique DiPrima. Sherri, by the way, what do you got going on? You always have a thing. You got a protest or a workshop or a something.
You know, it's the beginning of the year. I will have some announcements very soon on, you know, because, you know, Black History Month coming up. Or I've got to find a better word for history, but like an evolution, you know. But anywho, yeah, not anything at the moment, but stay tuned.
Okay, stay tuned. Well, there's a lot of stuff coming up around King Week, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be out and about. I know they are doing a naming of part of Adams as James Lawson Way.
Wow.
After Reverend James Lawson. That's happening on the 11th. And I think it's from 3 to 7 or 3 to 6 or something like that. If folks want to go, they're going to honor, you talk about giving people their flowers, Reverend Lawson, who I believe is 95 now. And I did actually get a chance to talk with him, so I'll share that audio with you as well.
That warms my heart so much because he done so much for, like, you know, civil rights, and now he's here in Los Angeles, have been here so long, and to be here to see not only the UCLA Labor Center get named after him, but like a street in Los Angeles where he was a pastor at Home and United Methodist Church around that area. So that's very awesome.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good thing. Part of a series of stuff, you know, they're also the SCLC of Southern California is unveiling a new award, the Reverend James Lawson Award.
Wow.
Yeah, so that'll be part of their festivities. I believe that's on the 14th.
That's
and
right.
they're giving this was Reverend Lawson's choice instead of him being honored with the first annual Reverend Lawson Award. He and his wife chose to honor Mark and Avis Ridley Thomas.
Wow.
So
wow, that's special.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, seriously. Both done a lot for people, MRT and Avis. You know, like you can't look around without seeing something that they've contributed to in this city. So it's really good to give people their flowers and while they're here,
especially when people are under attack.
Yeah,
and I think that we can be intimidated into going along with the mainstream narrative, or we think we're being reasonable black people, that we're giving. Just holding black people to the same standard that we hold everybody else to, which is the line about Claudine Gay out of Harvard. But the more you dive deep into these stories, the more you realize that is absolutely not what's happening. That, in fact, black people, as usual, as per the history of the United States, are being held to higher standards of accountability and being punished more harshly for smaller infractions.
Case in point, MRT's co-defendant ain't in jail, and she ain't facing no time either.
Yeah, very good point. And the more I learn about Claudine Gay's situation, the more I realize it's just, it is a travesty what they're doing, what they've done.
Yeah, I don't know all the ins and outs, but I do know that the person accusing her of plagiarism, I believe, is another black woman, if I'm not mistaken. But at the same time, that also reminds me of, what's his name? The gentleman who introduced affirmative action into California.
Ward Connerly.
Yes.
I mean, I have seen black academics going after Claudine Gay on Twitter. But, I mean, Elise Stefanik, the congresswoman, was the one that was going after her, that really brought her down in terms of that congressional hearing. And it turns out that congresswoman was expelled from a program at Harvard because she insisted that the 2020 election was rigged. She went along with the big lie. They expelled her from that. So she actually had a bone to pick with Harvard. This is really like her personal petty revenge on the university.
And with how far as race, I don't think Harvard did a good job at protecting her either.
No, they did not. They did not, because they didn't make it clear. Like, even there's one commentator on Instagram who's talking about how the stuff that she's accused of plagiarizing in her thesis came from her thesis advisor. So if that's not even possible. That's like if I'm, if you're saying, Dominique plagiarized from me when we were on the air together.
Right.
Like, that's not even possible. You would have said, hey, Dominique, didn't I just say that?
Right.
Like, your advisor knows what you're writing. That's their job.
Right.
And other things, such as the fact that the standards for citation were different in the 90s when Claudine Gay wrote that stuff than they are today, because today we have the internet. So today, plagiarism is more of a problem because you can Google something and just copy paste and call it your own.
Yeah.
Let's go to Dwight calling us from the city of Compton. Hi, Dwight. Dwight, you there?
Happy New Year, Sherri, Bill, and Happy New Year to Miles and Tavis, everyone here at KBLA, and all the KBLA family. I'm wishing God's blessings in the coming new year. And thank you, Dominique, for all the great information you keep us informed on. And you are so right about the things you're saying about Claudine Gay. America plagiarized God Save the Queen for our national anthem. Every time you sing the national anthem, you plagiarize, and God Save the Queen, the English song. So, we are always held to a different standard, And as far as plagiarism, they say the Hippocratic oath medicine was started in Greece, and it was Imhotep who started medicine in Egypt. So Jesus was black, and they plagiarized him every day in church. When we went to church, all the angels was white.
Okay, but let me challenge you on that, Dwight. Are you saying that two wrongs make a right? Are you saying that if the United States plagiarized the national anthem, or Melania Trump took Michelle Obama's whole speech word for word, that means it's okay?
No, I'm not saying that at all, Dominic.
Okay.
I'm saying that, like you said, Claudine Gay they were just searching for any little thing, like to get rid of her. And the Republican needs to be having Thomas Trump. They want to bring somebody to investigate. They need to investigate Clarence Thomas sitting on the Supreme Court, having somebody buy him a $200,000 mobile home, buy his mother's house and the house next to his mother, tearing it down and building her a whole new house and not charging her any rent for it. And they're paying for his adopted nephew to go to school. I mean, it's so many things that these Republicans are and Donald Trump trying to overthrow our government is still running around here talking about the voting machines didn't work. And then Fox had to pay $787 million for plagiarizing Trump's lie about the voting machines not counting Trump's votes. I mean, this country is so obvious, Dominique, that they have a different double standard for us. They were claiming democracy. They said years ago when the slavery was still in America, but they would hide the slaves when they brought the diplomats from France and diplomats from England and stuff. And slaves built the White House where they had the meetings at. For these diplomats from other countries. And Wall Street was built because slaves were the commodity that they were selling on Wall Street. So this country is so full of it as far as standing up for rules and laws and stuff, because they don't follow none of them when it comes to black people, African Americans, Dominique. It's like we trying to put out a fire. The Republicans are turning off the water and then complaining about the fire not being put out.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that? We just got a couple minutes here, Sherri Bell, before news, traffic, and sports.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dwight. My major takeaway is Thomas Trump. I don't think I'm going to ever call Clarence Thomas anymore.
Thomas Trump. Well, both of them need to be under the jail. I mean, if you look at, their rap sheet, or what should be their rap sheet, it's the stuff that Dwight was laying out, and that's I think it's the grandnephew who got his tuition paid for, and when you say that Clarence Thomas' mama's living rent free or mortgage free in this house that was bought by Harlan Crow, a rich a billionaire Republican collector of Nazi memorabilia. Wow. She's paying spiritual rent. Trust and believe, if not political rent.
Yeah.
All right, Dwight, I'm going to give you the last word here.
Dominique, in closing, I want all the racist white supremacists out there, every time they stop at a stoplight, to know that a black man invented the traffic signal. So don't give me this stuff about black people. And when they spread that peanut butter on their sandwich, a black man. And if they're in the hospital, the bag that the blood drips out of, a black man invented that. So, Dominique, again, wishing you happy 2024 and God's blessings to all KBLA listeners out there.
Thank you. It's much appreciated. We only got 30 seconds, but before news, traffic, and sports. And so I'll throw this out there. You can comment after if you like. Sherri Bell, $1 billion in federal funding flowing to Inglewood for their transit connector project that's meant to connect people in Inglewood to the major metro lines, hopefully getting us closer to an actual public transit friendly city. News, traffic, and sports right now on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Rapper T.I. and his wife Tiny Harris are being accused of sexually assaulting a woman in 2005. A civil suit was filed in Los Angeles, California Tuesday by a woman who claims the couple drugged her at a nightclub and then sexually assaulted her in a hotel room. In a statement, the African-American rapper said the plaintiff had been threatening to file the suit for 3 years and that they emphatically and categorically denied the allegations. A new study says about 17,000 people might have died after taking hydroxychloroquine during the first wave of COVID-19. French researchers found that the anti-malaria drug was prescribed to some hospitalized patients early in the pandemic despite the absence of evidence documenting its clinical benefits. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Joe Buck and John Smoltz welcoming you back to the City Center Convenience Mart. Uh-oh. She's looking at the cigarettes, but she just grabs the gum off the counter. Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer. Go to takeahealthystand.org. Is this the takeover?
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Lakers and Clippers are back in action tonight. The Lakers are at home against Memphis. Some serious work is on the table for the Lakers. They need to get right in a hurry. The Lakers have lost 3 straight and are 1 game below 500. The Clippers are one of the hottest teams in the NBA. They take a 4-game winning streak into tonight's game in New Orleans. A 13-2 stretch since December 1st has given the Clippers the 4th best record in the Western Conference. Former Lakers star Shaquille O'Neal is still generating milestones. Shaq will be the first Orlando Magic player to have his jersey retired. Shaq's number 32 jersey will be retired on February 13th when the Magic play Oklahoma City. The Magic chose Shaq with the number 1 pick in the 1992 draft. The Magic are the 3rd NBA team to retire his jersey. They join the Lakers and the Miami Heat. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency. On low Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Every business seeks an advantage, whether it's having the best location, hiring top talent, or spotting trends before they happen. And now, the United States Postal Service can give your business a new advantage. Introducing USPS Ground Advantage. Reliable and affordable 2 to 5 day package shipping. It's the advantage you need at the price you want. Get the Ground Advantage at USPS.com/advantage. The United States Postal Service, delivering for America.
KBLA Talk 1580 is the exclusive media sponsor of this light of ours, activist photographers of the Civil Rights Movement. A dynamic new exhibition on view now at the Skirball Cultural Center in Los Angeles. This light of ours showcases more than 150 photos taken by movement insiders from diverse backgrounds that reveal the vital work undertaken by a broad coalition of organizers and everyday people whose collective action changed America. This light of ours is one of 3 temporary exhibitions currently on view at the Skirball, which together explore issues related to civil rights, immigration, and pluralism. Tickets and more information for all 3 exhibitions are available at skirball.org. That's skirball.org. SKIRBALL.org.
There are many things to love about winter. Cozy sweaters, celebrations, and family time. But winter can also bring many stressors, extra expenses, seasonal bugs, and so much family time. If you and your loved ones are feeling stressed or anxious this winter, Cal Hope can help. Check out our free mental health resource at calhope.org today.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save up to 40% on molding bulk savings packs. And there's more. Save up to 25% on drywall boards when you buy in bulk. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
with Instagram, going live on Instagram, DiPrima Radio, Sherri Bell in the building. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm doing it wrong, but hey, hi, what's up? Okay, so Inglewood getting $1 billion for transit. I feel like we in LA have come a long way in terms of, public transportation being viable. We got the K line, the Crenshaw, the Expo line. Soon they'll have that people mover bringing people to the airport and back. I hope this makes life a little easier for working people here. Not, it's great for tourists. I know we got the World Cup. We have the Olympics coming, and we want the visitors to have an easy life. But, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Inglewood is moving and shaking. They got the Intuit Dome, the Clippers, this people mover. It's great. It's much needed. It's kind of crazy that they've been trying to get people to the airport all these years with the Crenshaw line that kind of doesn't go anywhere and the green line that kind of stops at aviation. but it's like, that's good and all. And we need it. I mean, especially when you compare to other cities, it is difficult to get to the airport. So I'm looking forward to that. However, Inglewood still doesn't have a higher minimum wage. The minimum wage for workers is still, I want to say it's the state of California minimum
Which is
wage.
16, right?
Now it's 16. It used to be
as of 3 days ago.
Yeah. So it's like Mayor Butts, he's negotiating these deals and everything, and that's great. You got the YouTube Theater, SoFi. I don't know if those things are considered Los Angeles. I don't believe they are.
LA County, but not LA City, right?
So, hopefully that's also a part of the plan is to make their wages at least comparable to cities with higher minimum wage ordinances.
I mean, like West Hollywood, right? They have one of the highest minimum wages in the whole country.
Right, and you would think that a touristy place would have the higher minimum wage, right?
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, and they need to go up wherever they can go up. I know it's, it can be hard on businesses, but what we saw in Seattle, when they raised their minimum wage, I think they are the highest in the country. And they said that all these businesses were going to close and leave, and it did not happen.
Right. They always say that. So, trying to, I don't know about the activism in Inglewood around that. I know that, like Pasadena, we have a higher minimum wage. I don't want to say Long Beach. I don't think they do. But, it's like, you're creating all these jobs, and that's a plus. But I hope that a part of the plan is also to make those wages better for the working class folk.
Yeah, because Inglewood is expensive, just like LA, just like Long Beach. And some of these minimum wage increases that happened January 1st, like I think Detroit gave an extra 20 cents an hour, 25 cents an hour. How does that really, I'll take a quarter, but that doesn't really help, does it? Now you worked 8 hours and you got an extra $2.
That's a lot of concessions. I don't know what the initial demand was, but $1 billion of federal money. I don't know where the other billion is coming from. I'm not sure.
Well, they got at least 800. Yeah, I think they, I don't know. They got a lot of money from the state. I don't remember the number right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
They're getting money from the feds. They're getting money from the state. I think there's still a bit of a gap. But connecting, Metro's probably going to pony up because they've got to connect Inglewood to all these other lines.
I mean, it definitely going to seem like it's going to create a lot of good jobs, though, because like construction work are usually union, higher wage. So, hopefully they do a lot of good targeted outreach for those jobs. $2 billion. I thought they was already building this.
I think you're thinking of the people mover.
Yeah,
that's not the same thing. The people mover is the thing that's taking people just to the airport.
Okay.
I think this thing is a connector line between Inglewood and all of the other the metro.
So this is a whole new project than the people.
Yeah, I mean it's been in the pipeline, but it's not the same as the people mover. Inglewood got a lot going on.
Inglewood doing the darn thing, boy. I mean, a lot of people were mad about that Intuit Dome, like Staples Center and stuff like that, but Hollywood Park got revamped. They got a movie theater over there. I mean, hopefully the prices are not going to, for the residents. Like, it's like, ooh, all this glitz and glamour, but like the Inglewood residents, hopefully
they don't get priced out.
They don't get priced out.
And we are seeing the rents and home values going up. They did have a rent cap. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was extended. I'm not 100% sure on that. But Inglewood was one of the first to do that, in that wave of gentrification that was happening there. But, I mean, I do think some people are paying the price. I'm reading about it, hearing about it, people getting priced out. And that's why your point about raising minimum wage makes a lot of sense. It's one way to ensure that the people that have been living in a place are on the winning side of change.
Right. It's kind of funny, though, like a lot of the stuff at Inglewood brands itself is Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it's like you get... they want to be a part of this.
I heard I somebody was talking about that on Instagram, how, people say a hot little restaurant in Los Angeles, and it turns out to be like Pacoima. I know technically that's Los Angeles, but, that's...
No.
Yeah.
The locals know better.
Like a cute little restaurant in Los Angeles, Riverside.
Yeah.
Like, technically, well, Riverside, not even LA County.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Riverside.
No disrespect, IE. Well, I don't even know if they like IE. Like, you probably, because some people don't like that, branded, but anyways.
Well, I'm not up on that. So, Cat Williams, I haven't watched the whole thing. I really probably need to, because I'm getting little bits and pieces of it on the internet. But he basically put a lot of people on blast and shared his list of grievances.
Man, it's like Cat Williams versus everybody.
Yeah.
And
I really like him. I mean, I just think he's so funny and so talented. But I wonder about that. Like, even on the radio, sometimes I know things about people or places or things, and I don't say it because I'm not Wendy Williams. Right. And I feel like my job is to entertain, yes, inform, hopefully, argue sometimes. But I don't know if it's to put everybody on blast. But, but I'm not him, so I can't make decisions for him or judge him. But it feels very toxic.
It sounds very toxic to me. I do not like to see another black man tear another black man down in front of everybody. Those kind of conversations you have face to face or in a group or now where other people in other communities can see it. That's how I feel. I feel like it wasn't necessary to do it. And part of the snippets of the interview that I saw, like, okay, some of this stuff really goes on in the industry. We've been hearing it for years or whatever. But some of the stuff he was saying sounded off the wall, and I couldn't believe it to be. It sounded wacky and zany and out of pocket, like about comments about Harvey Weinstein and that he was offered $50 million for a movie, and it's like, okay, how do you draw the line between the Cat Williams that makes sense when he's on stage from the Cat Williams that's on a podcast show making these wild accusations about people he worked with? And in the industry itself, like A-listers don't even make that much for one movie.
$50 million.
Yeah, no.
They don't.
So, it's just sad to see. I don't know Cat Williams personally. I don't know if there's any mental health or substance abuse. I don't know that. But I don't, what I don't like, while it's entertaining to see certain people talked about, or like him to say Steve Harvey had a man unit, it could be funny, but at the same time, it's troubling.
Yeah. Yeah, and you saw Cedric clap back. You saw Kevin Hart had something to say. And Jill Monroe was, right before we came on, quoting some scripture about what do you do when someone speaks ill of you. And she was saying, this quote she was saying is like, rise above it and don't respond. But I kind of feel like in the social media age, you almost have to respond.
You can at least fact check.
Yeah, right. Okay, so that's a good way of looking at it, because fact check doesn't have to be an emotional response.
Right.
It can be, it can be, well, this is what we can prove. Here's what we can prove.
Right.
Right. Here are the receipts.
But the thing about the media in general is like, if you ignore it, it goes away. You know, like the issue attention cycle in social media and regular media. You know, you hear rumors.
That's true, but not for black men specifically in the space. I mean, I think about Chris Brown. Not that that was a rumor. He did, you know, he did have a terrible incident with Rihanna.
Right.
But, you know, he's gone to therapy.
Yeah.
He's gone to anger management. He's done all kinds of community service. The media is never going to let him live that down. Luckily, his fans stuck with him, right? I think of my friend Isaiah Washington. There was an incident, you know, which was reported wrongly, and then he's been, you know, continually punished for, you know, over 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, and that list is long, right? Whereas if you're Don Imus, you know, or Paula Deen.
Howard Stern. Have you seen some of the stuff he done back in the day with blackface?
Right.
And got away with using the N-word. It's just horrific, disgusting content. And people just brush it under the rug, act like he never did.
And even when they do get in trouble, it goes away. I mean, Melania Trump plagiarizing Michelle Obama's speech. You know, she didn't lose her job as first lady. That would have been something. It was not really a job. But, you know,
they don't let it go away.
Yeah, I think there's a double standard in whether or not stuff disappears and whether or not it continues to impact your career.
And that's why we don't need one another doing it, right? Like, it was like, come on now. Like, did he cost you a job? Did these people cost you money? You know what I'm saying?
He is alleging that they have costed him money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because, like, he says that certain people conspire to keep other people from having jobs in the industry, specifically him.
Man, I don't know how true that is. I mean, is it because they conspire to keep you off the set because you are behaving? I don't know. Like, is it like a legitimate working condition? I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I do know, you know, I know he's had his issues, struggles with, you know, challenges with substance abuse. I also know he's brilliant, like a high IQ, super smart guy.
Yes, very.
And he's very funny.
Right.
But I kind of feel like the blame thing is a trap. Not just for Cat Williams, but for any of us.
Right.
When we start going, it's your fault, and that's kind of what Kevin Hart said. It's like, at a certain point, I have to go, I can go, well, I should be as big as Oprah. You know, I've been doing this on radio and, you know, I'm more talented than, you know, Charlemagne the God or whatever.
Right.
But then at a certain point, I got to go, okay, what role did I play? What choices have I made?
Right.
And because I'm a person that believes my blessings have my name on them. If it's for me, you can't get it. And if it's not for me, there's nothing I can do to win it.
No, yeah, I agree. And yeah, Cat Williams, he still has a chance, but I don't think this helps his career by speaking like this in the media, because like, who's gonna trust him, you know, to be like, you know, not spreading all my business. You know, I can't say certain things around you, I can't do certain things around you because it might get out on a podcast, you know.
Well, it's gonna help Shannon though.
Oh yeah, Shannon just was like eating that up. But yeah, hopefully they can move past it. Hopefully this you know, negativity stops, because there's enough for everyone, you know.
I know he's gonna. I'm sure he's gonna end up on Tavis's show soon because they're friends. So I can't wait to see, because Tavis has a way of helping people say what they meant to say.
Oh, okay, that'd be
rather
awesome.
than, well, you know, I hope so.
I hope so too. I hope that there's some like, where's his publicist at? Like, who let him do this, you know? But he just was like, it's like, it reminds me of like that Ether beat, you know, when Nas had the reply rap to Biggie Smalls, and it was like he was dropping that ether, you know, in his interview, like coming after everybody, like just put the, you know, I don't have to beat.
But here's the thing, I mean, the publicist is not in there on the mic with you. Right. At a certain point, people are going to say what they're going to say. I've seen it with people I've worked with where they publicist and they made one plan, and then the artist gets in there and just does what they do.
I mean, maybe that's Cat Williams' version of going up against mainstream comedians. Like, maybe he doesn't consider himself a mainstream comic, and he feels like these people are like the gatekeepers of all black male comedians, like advancing, and he was going after that. I don't know.
But you're selling out stadiums, so you might not be in a mainstream movie, but you're still like paid in full.
Yeah,
I think, according to what I've heard him say in the past. Anyway, we digress. Sherri Bell and Dominique DiPrima, you're welcome in. 800-920-1580 is KBLA. Talk 1580.
The station you turn to when you've had it up to gear with cultural incompetence. KBLA Talk 1580.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save up to 40% on molding bulk savings packs. And there's more. Save up to 25% on drywall boards when you buy in bulk. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
Can't sleep with this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey, you need NyQuil Severe Honey.
NyQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a dreamy honey taste.
Feeling better, honey? Honey? I'll take that as a yes.
Try NyQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu symptom relief. NyQuil Severe with honey flavor. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever. Honeylicious, best sleep with a cold. Medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables in-wash scent beads.
It's Macy's one-day sale tomorrow with great deals of the day, like 40 to 60% off handbags, shoes, and accessories to complete any look. 50 to 65% off warm, on-trend coats for her, and 50% off designer bedding from Hotel Collection and more. Plus, get your online order even faster when you pick up in-store or curbside at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio, KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, we went down that rabbit hole. And I meant to ask you, Miles Lowe, because we were talking about it, I think yesterday or the day before. And also, you are an artist in the public eye.
Yeah.
And also, you always have a different take. So why do you think Cat Williams did that? And do you think it helps him? Is there an upside for him that I'm not seeing here?
I think there's a big community of people that feel like their truth being out is what's going to help them. So I don't think Cat Williams is looking for any help from anybody higher up or any more movie roles. It seemed like he just like, yo, here's the truth of what I've seen in this industry over the years, and here's how I'm going to speak it. However true it is, I don't know. I can't confirm or deny. He sounded a little jaded for sure, but you know, he also sounded like somebody who knew a lot of insight. So I'm not necessarily mad at him for doing it, but I don't know his intent.
If he was talking about you, would you clap back?
You talking about me? Would I clap back? If I was one of the people he was talking about, I thought it was a lie. Yeah,
like Cedric did, like Ludacris,
right? Something like that. Yeah, you saw Ludacris did a diss song to him this morning.
Oh wow,
that's actually pretty funny. I heard that.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet.
I mean, but the only part of it is too. I don't know if I would clap back is because I don't know if I'd be one of the people he was talking down to or bigging up. He bigged up a lot of people, a lot of people's success, a lot of stories about people that we don't usually talk about. So, you know, I accept the what's the word? The trueness to the craft that he expressed that he thinks is important right now. So,
interesting.
Yeah, you know. There's a lot of good and bad in it. It's 2 hours.
Yeah, I know. That's why I haven't watched. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. But that's an interesting point about, you know, a lot of folks, they just feel like they want their truth out there, whether you like it or whether you don't, or what the industry does about it is not their concern. They just want.
And I mean, people have their truths about Cat Williams that we all accept without asking questions to.
Do we? Yeah, you might be right. I mean, he has certainly been the subject of. I don't know if I'd call it slander, but conversation that might or might not be fair.
He's gone viral a few times.
Yeah, for sure.
the wrong reason, so, you know.
For sure, but was that what other people said about him that made him go viral, or was it things he said and did? I mean, that interview with the radio host, I can't remember who she is, where he just like shreds her. But she's trying to be funny. I mean, to me, if you try to go toe to toe and be funnier than a professional comic, you get what you get.
Oh wow, yes,
that's what I think.
He talked about that in the interview too.
Did he?
He talked about her. Yeah.
What did he say about
saying how he called her, even though she's a radio host, she's a failed comedian. And she took that opportunity to try to pick at him. Mm-hmm. So like you just said, if you're a comedian, this is comedy, baby. So if you want to go there, let's go here then.
Yeah, you going to freestyle with Jay-Z. Okay. Good luck with that. For me, like, I've worked with many comedians, including Steve Harvey, including, being on Steve with Cedric, with Ricky Smiley, with J. Anthony Brown, my friend Ricky Harris, who co-hosted Front Page with me for a couple of years. I mean, I just have been blessed to work with a lot of comedians. And one thing I know is you do not try to go toe-to-toe with them in comedy. Mm-mm. That's just why. Why would you do that?
Right. This is a good way for him to ride for his own show. The Cat Williams Club Kitty Cat, or you can call it something like that.
The Cat in the Hat, back to that. Yeah. Well, I think a lot of folks would listen for sure.
Oh.
A lot of folks would listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I wish him well. I wish them all well. Maybe we need a heartwarming story. I don't know if this is heartwarming, by the way, if Sherri Bell's the one on the mic with me, because you always have the worker's perspective. But remember the Burger King employee who had worked there like 27 years, and then he showed the presents that they gave him, the parting gifts. He had like some M&Ms, 2 pants, 2 packs of Lifesavers, 2 pens, a lanyard, and 2 keychains. Well, apparently people started a GoFundMe for him.
Right.
And he got like $500,000.
That's awesome.
So now he bought a house.
Yes.
I love that story. Well, he got $440,000. That's a lot of money. You've been working at Burger King all your life. Here's the thing. He's going to keep working at Burger King.
What?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Wow.
He bought a house, but he said he's going to keep working there as long as he can work. And but I kind of thought about you when I heard the story, because I'm like, why does he need to GoFundMe if he's been working at one place for 27 years, right?
Yeah, that is true on all accounts. And he's like some people to be like, I'm going to work till I die, But that's fine. But come on, Burger King. Like if this man still want to work for you after you did him like that, like you could at least do something for him, give him a position, let him have a little freedom,
I mean, a bench, a couple Benjamins, come on, a lanyard.
That's a slap in the face.
But see, that's a story that wouldn't have probably ended that way if it wasn't for social media. So that's the upside of social media, right? This man gets to live in a house that he owns, and he'll work at Burger King till he retires, which apparently isn't that too much longer. Now he's got a house all paid for.
You can retire from Burger King?
Yeah, that was the other question I had. Like, what does that look like? That looks like Social Security, so I'm pretty sure that's what that looks like.
Golly. Well, I mean, the man needs an income. That's the only job he's been knowing, and he probably, he been working there for that long, but he probably wasn't ready to retire, even though that sounds like a retirement tenure,
Yeah. Yeah, well, then I should be retired too, because I've been on this mic longer than that.
Wow.
Yeah. But, I have mixed feelings. I'm happy that the community came together. I'm sad that he needed them to do so after working his whole doggone life.
I wonder if anybody had an internal conversation. Probably not.
Raise the wage.
That value your employees, have milestone wage gifts, like something like to show. I don't think.
Don't be a cheap best.
It would have been nice.
I don't know if I can say it on the radio. Sherri Bell, thank you. It's always great to see you. Thanks for going live with me. Thanks for hanging out on KBLA and for your insights. Always, you can find Sherri at Sherri De La Ghetto on Instagram.
That's right.
You can find me at DiPrima Radio, DiPrima, and then radio. And you can find us at KBLA 1580. Thanks again.
Thanks to you. Thanks to everybody. Happy New Year again. I think this is the last week we can say Happy New Year. It's going to be played out after that.
Yeah, once you get to King Day, you got to go Happy King Day and keep it pushing. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Rapper T.I. and his wife Tiny Harris are being accused. In a statement, the African-American rapper said the plaintiff had been threatening to file a suit for 3 years